you check the children? Show a little match sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil, Laird.
Robert Duell.
And Jaime and Fuego here.
And we are here to continue our review of the Tremors series with Tremors 3. What was this one's subtitle?
Back to Perfection.
Are you sure that wasn't 4?
No, that was
Yeah,
The
that
Legend
was The
Begins.
Legend.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
And he's like, hey, back up. Can you
Chill.
get all the way off my back?
Get
here?
it right.
As you can tell, I'm a Graboid fan, not an Ass Blaster fan, so I don't know.
Sounds like a porno movie.
Damn.
So this is indeed the third in the series, as the title would suggest.
Yep.
This is following up Tremors 2 Aftershocks and evolving the creatures even farther. And I will say that this one remains my least favorite film in the franchise. It is...
Even after watching 6 and 5 again?
No, okay, thank you for that. It is better than 6, but not by... You know what? Upon the rewatch, I don't know.
That's why I'm asking.
I don't know. Upon the rewatch, they're pretty
similar
similar level. Like, if I was tier ranking them,
I was
pretty
just
sure they'd
about to
both...
say
which
we'll
we are-
figure
which
out
we are
when we get to
planning
the
to.
tier ranking.
Yeah, pretty sure they'd both be on the same level.
Stay tuned.
So yeah, indeed. I'm excited to tier rank these, to be honest, because there might be some varying opinions. But this one just it sacrificed Val and Earl in favor of. I mean, it didn't purposely do so. I'm sure neither of them just wanted to come back for the third one. But we did go back to perfection, as the title would suggest, and we got some actual people from the first movie, being namely Nancy, Miguel, and
Millie.
and
Millie, the daughter, right?
that wasn't the same girl.
Pogo.
She wasn't the same actress, though.
Yeah, I think they did recast her.
It was a different actress. Yeah, no, because Lexi wasn't the little girl in Tremors.
The boy, he was still the same.
Right, the guy that played Melvin.
Yeah, Melvin.
Melvin
yeah,
is
yeah.
back, and he's grown older. No, Lexi did not play Mindy in the Tremors movie.
I said Millie, yeah, Mindy, sorry.
So at least I'm pretty sure. You know what?
I kind of think it
Hold
was the same girl. I think they brought back the same of everybody, man.
I don't know. I don't think Mindy was Lexi from. So what we found out is
Bottom line.
in Tremors 3, the girl that played Mindy, grown-up Mindy, college-age Mindy, is the girl that played Lex of Lex and Tim from Jurassic Park.
Oh shit, it is.
I told you
It's
guys.
from Jurassic Park. Yeah, she's.
In the original Tremors?
Oh shit, no, I was thinking.
In the
Jurassic-
original
Oh,
Tremors.
she is.
Oh, wow.
Oh shit.
Wow, look at you.
Well,
Fair play.
sorry.
Fair play.
Post-it, girl.
Fuego.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right.
It's like, hey.
Mea culpa, sir.
So can you guys get all the way?
Actually,
off
that
my
does
back?
make sense, because when she rides by and she's like 640.
Yeah.
That was
honestly,
Lex, wasn't it? Wow.
I never even realized.
I
They
never
brought
put
out.
that together.
They
Yeah.
brought back all the same people.
I never. Holy.
Because
I didn't realize
quite
that was her
frankly,
from-
I was in 1993. I was 13. I had a big crush on Lex from Lex and Tim.
I
Like
was
when she
10,
came back
and
for
I thought
Lost
she-
World,
yeah.
I was like, ha cha cha, look at her.
Oh, I know.
She's
It's
growing
like,
up.
damn.
Even if it's
Supposedly,
only
they
one
might be
scene, why
coming
not
back
more?
for the new Jurassic Park as
Well,
well.
aren't they
The new
trying to
Jurassic
overstuff
World.
the turkey and bring back
Don't care.
everybody for
Don't care.
Dominion?
I'll check in with her. Wow. Okay. So yes. So it is the same Nancy. It is the same
That's
Mindy.
kick-ass.
It is the same. What was
Mindy?
the dude's name that I
wait.
said?
Miguel.
Miguel.
Yes.
Who was
But
my,
that's it.
Who was
And
my
Bert.
favorite part
Of
aside
course.
from Bert in this? But yeah, it's basically a film that stars all of the B players from
Right.
the original movie.
Except Walter Chang, who obviously
Yeah,
got
which-
it.
Yeah.
But although his granddaughter
Yes.
is here,
Yeah.
and then we also have a pseudo love interest in this Jack guy who is
Desert
a-
Jack.
He's a very opportunist in this.
He's
and
just
I don't-
Grady. He's just a Grady 2.0.
I didn't
And the
like
guy
him.
in the series is Desert Jack 2.0, so Grady
Oh.
3.0. Like, it's just the same character,
Yeah,
but not
and
the
this
same
is-
guy, so they make new characters.
Okay, well then, can I at least start this one up and say this is where Back to Perfection. It feels very much like Back to the Well for me, where they just didn't really know what to do. They're like, let's just have.
I
a
feel
new-
like that deserves a damn!
Let's have a new involvement, and yet I still find merits in it. But it was my least favorite, and it was like, okay, let's use RC cars again. Let's have another evolved species beyond the previous one. Let's bring back all the old cast.
Except let's make
it
them
felt-
even more worse CG than the
Yeah.
Shriekers were.
And also the only entry in the entire series, at least as far as the films go, that is rated PG.
Oh, I didn't realize
to
that.
Wait, is it?
PG-13. It 100% is. And as I got done watching it, I was like, that seemed a lot less gory, and like the kills didn't. There was much less profanity, whatever. And as I was looking on the IMDb and all of the Wikipedias and whatnot, it's the only entry that is PG.
Wow.
And
Wow,
maybe
that's
because
probably
it was
why it's
like
the
this
worst one ever.
Yeah.
backdoor.
That's probably
And
why it's the
real.
worst.
And also, as you said, it was kind of a backdoor pilot for the TV series anyway, so maybe that's why
Indeed.
they toned down the material a little bit in anticipation of that.
Except the TV series recast everyone.
Well, for
The
most
only
part-
one that carries over is Melvin. It's not the same Nancy. It's definitely not the same Mindy, who only
No.
comes
Wow.
back for one episode.
I've
Yeah.
never watched
It's
the TV
it's not
series.
the same
Yeah,
descendant
that's a
of
bummer.
Walter Chang.
True.
Although it doesn't
It's
have like
all different
Christopher
actors.
Lloyd and all these other
It
weird
does. It has
people who
Christopher
pop
Lloyd. It
up
has
and-
Michael Rooker. It
Yeah.
has the chick from Return of the Living Dead 3.
Oh yeah,
who's-
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cha
She
cha
gets-
cha
she
to
gets her
quote you.
comeuppance.
So anyway,
Still, overall thoughts. I
yeah.
gave mine. I find enjoyable moments in this, particularly with Bert and Miguel, and it's nice seeing the mom and daughter back and whatnot and stuff with them. But everything else just feels tired, and like the series was running out of ideas. You
Yeah.
know.
so that's the story, though. I mean, we kind of touched on it. So
we
it's
did a little. tag
we're
team,
back to
but-
perfection, and there is a worm problem again, except the worms, all but one worm, evolve into the Shriekers, and then
Out of Blanco.
it turns out there's another evolution where they become ass blasters, flying graboid creatures that still heat seek, but they can propel themselves with their flamed farts.
Yeah.
I even hate saying it. They're so stupid. I've never liked the ass blasters at all. I still don't like them, even though they're so heavily featured in 5 and 6. It's really ridiculous.
I
But
don't mind the design. I mean, hey.
they completely redesigned. This is this and the series. The only time you see these, they completely redesigned them for 5 and 6.
Yeah, well, I mean, underground, above ground, and then flying. I guess it's the next logical step, perhaps.
Yeah,
and
evolution-wise,
when you
but-
have them practically, with like the beak scenes when you're
Yeah,
like
like
peeking
the practical
in,
effects still
close-up
are still
stuff on
solid.
the ass blasters look cool.
Yes.
But I feel like there's way less practical ass blasters than
Yeah.
there were
Well, for
practical
the most part-
shriekers.
Well,
Yeah.
all of the
In
flying
two.
is
Yeah.
CG for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, of course, 2 definitely had more of a budget than this did.
Well, for sure. Yeah, but
I think this
that's
was just that bring it back to the new audiences kind of thing. And
This is the one where they do run across the trailer of the dude that gets eaten, Melvin's father, in the first movie. He ends up getting on the tire and gets
Yep.
sucked into the tire.
Yep.
That's the
Creepy
guy
scene,
that
yeah.
is that they refer to in part 3. But yeah, it's not as fun. I don't think the characters were enjoyable. We did get introduced to El Blanco, which is a albino version of the graboids, which because it's albino, it doesn't evolve like the others. It's got different genetic issues like albinos do, so it doesn't actually turn into Shriekers. So it's the only one, and that sort of, like you said, Fuego, this whole thing, even though it's not the same actors outside of like 1 or 2, it's the only thing that carries over into the series itself. So
And also, it's considered now. Well, being it's like the only graboid left, like it's hinted. Obviously, Bert can't kill it because it's protected.
because it's now an endangered species, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when those clowns show up early on, I'm like, this feels even cheesier and more borderline Sci-Fi Channel, which is where it makes sense.
I
That
think
that was
honestly-
their next destination.
Honestly, I think
When
I
those
think
3 guys
this
showed
did
up.
This
premiere.
might have been one
I
of
think
those,
this
yeah.
did premiere on Sci-Fi Channel, if I'm not mistaken.
It might have. So acting wise, I did like the acting because, for the most part, I liked a lot of the acting. The government stooges were stupid, but all the people that returned, Miguel, Nancy, Mindy, and Bert, and the shop owner's, daughter, I guess it was supposed to be, they all did a really good job. I enjoyed it. Even Melvin played his butthole self.
Dude,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they all
yeah.
did. They definitely all did have a nice little chemistry and everything because a lot of them they already did work well with each other. But even like the dynamic of like the shopkeeper and everything, kind of being that hard ass on Bert and things like that, and those are nice little character dynamics. I definitely enjoyed. Yeah, the acting on like you were saying, like the government guys, meh. But no, all of our town folks, they were solid. Yeah.
Fuego?
I loved Miguel, man. Him and Bert being the
yeah.
2 favorites. He had some of like Miguel specifically though had some of my favorite lines where he's like Blanco and blah blah blah, and he's like Bert, I think he likes you. He wants to, like some of those lines were just delivered in granted, a stereotypical fashion, but that was kind of the way that he portrayed the character, and deliberately so in the previous film. Some stuff that goes down, not to spoil, but yeah, it was one of the only points of emotion in this film. But I actually did not. I did not like Chang's granddaughter. I didn't think her acting.
Really, you didn't really care for her?
Didn't think her acting was very solid, man. I felt like her line delivery was very stilted and very hollow and wooden, and I did not dig her little romance with Jack, the guy who starts out being portrayed as a total swindler, kind of idiot, pulling the wool over everybody's eyes with what he's doing, and then this whole redemptive, he's this guy who likes, I kind of like them cumulus clouds a little more so than them other kind of clouds, and I was just like, this, the whole stop and smell the flowers sort of situation, and she's so career driven, and all the backstory with them, I didn't care for crap about how she was in San Francisco with her MBA and she wanted to move back to perfection and exploit her grandfather's ideas, and I don't know.
Maybe you'll like her more in the series.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Except then you don't get
She's in
you
the
don't
series?
get. Yeah, she's not the same.
Well,
not
yeah,
the same
the
actress,
character.
but the same
Oh, okay.
character.
Well,
Yeah. But Desert Jack is
Desert Jack is gone. Instead, you get a race car driver.
Yeah, who
Boy,
met
stumbles into
Desert Jack
perfection.
in Vegas and
course.
bought the business,
Right.
and then moved out to perfection to restart
Exactly.
the desert tours.
How about that assistant guy that he had who was like early 2000s, because this came out in 2001. He was like somebody I would have seen at like
the dude hucking
like a
the
Limp
buck
Bizkit
knife in the
concert,
ground.
So I
with
kind of
the
liked
beanie
that
on.
aspect, the fake tour aspect. I kind of liked actually.
Yeah.
I thought
You're
that was
gonna
a
have
fun
to,
little
especially
addition.
like if
Yeah.
you're trying to
Then
bring
the
in
dude with
business.
the
Charlatan
fire
hack
extinguisher
artist.
with dust in it and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and I kind of like that
Which
aspect. of
which
it.
actually did make it much more amusing when a graboid finally
Actually
did
comes
show up.
Yeah.
That scene was funny to me.
That was a
Yeah,
good
I
setup
liked
and
it.
payoff.
I
Where's
liked
my
it.
camera? Did you throw my camera?
That was a brand new camera.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay me back for that.
Like hell I am.
It doesn't need to. So yeah, I don't know. The movie's just kind of dumb. There's some fun moments, but it's really, I know the rest of them aren't high art or anything like that, but they're not this.
They're more
Dumb.
enjoyable what this is.
And again, they still maintain the horror aspect, even in Tremors 2, when the dude's leg is getting chewed and, people get eaten. That very first guy, again, I love the intro of Tremors 2. I didn't even talk about this, but the intro, where it's the dude.
The oil drum?
Yeah, and the dude, and he's
I
like
talked about
scooting
this
on the
in the
pipes.
last
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Like, and it's such a tone, such a Tremors tone.
Yeah.
That this one is just, I feel like it's missing almost throughout the entire movie, except for those scenes when it's the tour gone wrong. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? Like, that's Tremors to me.
Yeah, which
But,
almost felt like a
Like, the
callback
ass
to the
blaster
oil
stuff
guy at
is
the beginning.
so bad. It's just such a bummer. And the acting is only so. I don't know. Effects-wise, there's a little bit of practical with El Blanco. You see a practical El Blanco at one point, but
Yes, again, it's
The
mostly
CG,
And then
the
El
CG
Blanco.
honestly is pretty bad.
yeah,
Like, when
they're
you-
actually they do
when-
start to do CG actual
when
Blanco
when
at
you're
this
when
point,
you're
yeah.
first introduced and
First time
everything
where
with
he's
Bert
standing
with
behind
Bert
the
with the
fence,
50
right?
cal and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, so he pops up. It doesn't look
There's
right.
but there is still some practical. with
Oh
him
yeah,
in
no,
this,
there is definitely some practical, but for the most part, like it's
in the series,
Yeah.
it's almost exclusively CG El Blanco.
for the most part, yeah.
How about Bert's escape scene from the belly of the worm?
Which comes
That
back
was
to bite
awesome,
him. That actually
honestly.
is what comes back
Oh,
to bite him
yeah.
in 6.
Yeah, because he gets
He gets infected, and it's like it's a slow-moving infection, and he remembers back to when this happened. Yeah.
I did not recall that when I watched 6,
Yep.
because I hadn't watched 3 in like probably 15, 17 years, something like that.
Because
Yeah.
wasn't that the whole reason, basically, like why they were down there is
Mm-hmm.
for the cure?
Well, yeah, and then he even mentions it to the helicopter pilot, because remember in 5, the helicopter pilot gets eaten and comes back, and Bert looks at him, he's like, I know how you feel, brother. Like, it's really kind of funny when you think about it. I was like, oh, hot on the heels of watching the whole series, that all makes sense now. So, yeah, the effects are really starting to slip in this movie. There are a couple of cool, practical graboid moments, but overall, it is starting to really sag, because there's a lot of CG crap. There are a couple of cool practical ass blasters, but it's so much CG ass blaster, it's just rough.
But they're more humorous though. Like it
guess.
really is, because like when you have like the practical, it's like really you just have a neck, and then just the
Yeah,
mouth.
that's true. You don't even
Like-
see like the whole thing. Really.
No, and like the mouth, like the appendages don't even really move all that much. Like there's no real articulation and everything with it. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're right. You're right. It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
Yeah, I was almost getting like, I mean, Jurassic Park and Aliens vibes at times, especially with those enclosed stuff like in the trailer, and when you know, the mom and the daughter were stuck in a little food area, and you know, they used the microwave to the heat signature of the ham or whatever the hell it was. And you can get him to go to sleep if you just feed him. And after Bert blows up his whole compound.
Man.
I think what we're talking about right now, the effects of 3 are why I think 3 remains the worst, even beyond 6, because 6. The effects are okay, and the creatures the designs are updated, and the creatures look scary, even though you know they're CG.
Yeah.
These creatures, the CG creatures, don't look scary at
Goofy.
all. It just looks goofball.
Yeah,
so.
and yet the next entry that we're going to review, the creatures are actually
They go back
scary.
to it.
They're scary.
There's a
again.
couple of CG bits in 4,
which we'll
but
talk
for the
about.
most part, it's the practical, which I love. So we'll
Yeah.
get to that.
All right.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for Tremors 3, Back to Perfection.
Yeah.
Let us know what your thoughts are on this one in the comments down below. I know for some people, I've seen comments saying that this is their favorite one.
Really?
I don't know why. It's not that many comments, but I have seen a comment that says that on our channel when we've talked about the Tremors series in some capacity.
Why?
I don't know.
The
but
person I was watching this with some of the humor about butt blast and ass blah 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 blah, she basically was like, "Is this meant for like 10-year-olds?" And I was like, "Well, it's PG." So
I was
if you
10 when
saw-
the first one came out.
Yeah.
Like
so-
I
if
said,
you saw
I'm pretty
this
sure
one-
this aired on. Like I think this was like a
This
TV
was the
movie.
most sci-fi of all of them for sure.
Indeed,
Yeah.
painfully so, regrettably.
I'm surprised we never saw a Tremors Anaconda crossover at this point. To be honest, with
I'd
you.
be all for that, man.
I
mean,
wouldn't. Hey, look,
slug it
I'm
out.
never going to say no to a creature crossover of any
Slog it
kind.
out.
Huh?
Let ruminate on it, Robert.
Yeah, I am.
Ruminate on
I'm
it.
like, I don't know, man.
The gears are turning in the
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool though. You
I
see the
should-
3 snakes come out of the
I
graboid mouth, and then the anaconda wraps around it, and then the graboid wraps around the anaconda. That'd be pretty dope, right?
Yup.
All right, so that's an imaginary thing we have to think about for later. Maybe I'll commission
They are
an
cannibals,
artist
though,
to
right?
do anaconda versus graboid.
That'd be fucking dope.
That would- You know what? I
Isn't
think
that
that's
something
worth
we-
doing.
Why not?
Isn't that-
Like
A
just
sideways 11 by 17, right? An
Yeah.
anaconda on one side and the graboid coming up out of the ground on the other.
Would it be like for like boa versus python, like the giant?
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
giant snake? Okay.
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Although you can incorporate all of the different graboid forms, you know, in the versus
No,
process.
there
you
is.
don't think so?
There's only one graboid form, Fuego.
Well, and we do find out. In
Fuego. There's
on the-
one graboid form.
There can
Okay,
be only
some-
one.
Yeah.
No Shrieker, no Ass Blaster belongs in my universe.
I
If I ever made a Tremors movie, it would not involve either of those. It
Only
is
graboids.
underground.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How effective was it? It was a goddamn desert Jaws, and
Amen.
we live in Arizona.
Amen. I'm not
We could
disagreeing.
find, dude. Imagine Globe.
Could do that.
Tremors attacking Globe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, dude, it's just like Perfection Valley. It's just in Arizona, and they haven't paved all of the place. So,
Globe
how
is a
much
weird
fun
little
could
place,
you
man.
have
I like
with a graboid loose in an actual suburban town
Dude,
nowadays?
even for like a little 10-minute short. Dude, that'd be cool.
All right, let's talk after.
Okay.
I did not divulge all the secrets. Although, so was it not cannibalism when one form of a graboid ate another
yeah.
form? That was something I wanted
No,
to point out.
I mean it is cannibalistic, but who's to say they're not cannibalistic?
But
I mean,
okay,
sharks
here's,
eat each
okay,
other, depending
here's one
on-
thing
True,
that
true.
kind of got me. In one scene and everything, they showed basically like the two blood, like the blood types and everything, and how they reacted to each other. Wouldn't you think that would kind of happen if Blanco ate him and then all that shit mixed together? And
Not necessarily, because it seems like within their body it's kept in separate containers. Do you know what I mean?
even when he was being eaten and everything like that, so it's like he was kind of getting.
Well, we
chewed
don't know.
on.
We don't know if he's getting chewed on or if he gets largely swallowed.
Yeah.
I mean, Bert was swallowed,
but he was,
right?
but he was,
He didn't get chewed up.
but he was in a barrel.
Which they didn't even
Was he in a
readdress.
barrel?
He was in a barrel,
he got-
which they didn't even mention.
The
when-
fact
Well,
that they
no,
cut
no, no,
through,
no,
did
no,
they didn't cut
they
through
hit
a
it.
barrel.
They hit it. That's where he stopped. He starts cutting through the graboid, and then when he hits the barrel, you see sparks. That's when he stops.
Because I was
and then he
okay.
pulls it up.
Oh,
Wow, they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
that much attention to
Yeah.
detail. All right.
That's something
I
I
thought
noticed.
that was just from the chainsaw. You
Fair
know,
enough.
But
No,
good point. Okay.
That's
better
what
attention to
that's
detail
what
than I
I'm
paid.
assuming.
All right. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to end our review for this. I think we tried to end it once before.
Yeah.
So let us know what your thoughts
I
are on
stopped the
Tremors 3 in the
process,
comments
sorry.
down below. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
And gracias to our patrons, I've been Jaime and Fuego.
And remember,
Get off the
scared.
ground!